Good evening, everyone. Thanks very much for having me. As I said, my name is Carmen. I'm a federal agent with the Specialist Response Group, in the area that I'm working in currently is search and rescue, disaster response. So my career with the AFP began when I was working as a teacher in my former career. I'm a primary school teacher. And I'm naturally a very physically active person, and I love the outdoors, and I've also got a natural satisfaction for just helping people. As well as teaching, I was a volunteer Surf Lifesaver Patrol member. In my 5th year teaching, I was in Coffs Harbour in New South Wales, and 2 federal agents from High Tech Crime visited the school, and they delivered a presentation on internet safety for children, and that was the prelude into the Think You Know program that you've probably experienced in your schools already. So this was my first encounter with the AFP, and I was intrigued by the delivery, and I was quite concerned about the lack of education surrounding internet safety at that time for children. And so that night I went home and jumped online, did my Googling, I'm like Rose, and started researching lesson ideas to help the children out and get this internet safety thing on board. And it naturally led to me searching the AFP website. At that time I had really very limited knowledge about the AFP and what such a diverse organisation it was at the time, and how it differentiated to New South Wales Police, what my exposure to was with the state jurisdiction. So during my quest for information, I found a very detailed diary entry of a female recruit online, and I read the entry, which gave a weekly summary of her progress through the college. And I was deeply engrossed. I printed it off and I read it, and just the way she described putting up through intensive personal training sessions and icy cold mornings, and the whole exposure to OC spray, and dealing with some red man and having a physical altercation and dealing with that, and then learning how to use a firearm. So I was pretty much sold by that. And I recall having goosebumps at the time while I was reading it. And definitely there was a career change on the horizon. And I think at the time I wasn't so much looking, but I was open to different ideas. And I wanted to learn new skills, I wanted variety, I wanted to just reignite the fire and get passion again, because I could see that 30 years of teaching, that was going to dwindle over time. So on the AFP website, they were recruiting for protection, and I filled in my form, and I was fortunate enough to secure a position in Exmouth in Western Australia. And there I had a wonderful 2 years. I had a great time, and I formed really close friendships with the people on station there. But I did discover that my passion and interests could be met in other areas of the AFP. So I started looking and pursuing that. I made my way back here to Canberra, worked here at the college, taking up a familiar scene again, back into the classroom, working in learning and development for a short period of time. And then I went through Recruit College again and went into general duties and worked at City Police Station here in Canberra. Again, I formed many close friendships and had an incredibly enjoyable time on the road. I had a wonderful team to work with alongside, and I had a really supportive sergeant who was always approachable and very honest. It came to the time when I got itchy feet again. I was sort of steering where I wanted to go, and looking at my skill set, what my interests were, and how I could best drive that within the AFP. And I spoke to my sergeant. I went and saw him and said, I'm just after something a bit more physically demanding. I love the outdoors. I still love helping people, but it seems that SRG is probably got where I want to go and asked for his thoughts. What do you think? And to sum it up, he basically said, Carmen, you're a lover, not a fighter. Can't imagine you getting out there with the big MKs and the tactical role that was referred to earlier. So he suggested search and rescue, a former search and rescue member himself, and at the time this wasn't open, it didn't exist. And a few weeks later an EOI came out for search and rescue, disaster response, and a team was formed only about 4 months later. So I was very fortunate, and referring to being in the right place at the right time, that was me all over. So during my preparations into search and rescue, I had the incredible support of my fiancé. He committed to my training schedule as much as I did, and he cooked dinner, had it all prepared for when I got home after swimming at the pool or doing a pack march around Belconnen, and he'd have lunch packed for me, ready to go the next day, working shift work, managing all of that. So it would have been a struggle without that support indeed, but once again, it's a blessing for me. And within SRG itself, the entry levels are higher than base recruitment, but you'll find that SRG, the entry levels for male and female are the same. In saying that, they are manageable, they're achievable, it's challenging, it's tough, we've got to work hard, but it's very doable. The gender balance issue has been raised already within SRG. There's about 200 members and 2 of us are female, full-time operational members. So just ran into the other girl down, she was heading out from the gym tonight. So I can't encourage people more, particularly females, to get on board. Everything is doable, achievable, you've just got to want it bad enough and it'll happen. You've probably heard the expression, find something you love doing and figure out a way to get paid for it. My experience has been the reverse. You join the AFP and then find an area that you love. It just happens that you've already probably been sold on the diversity, the opportunities that are here within the organisation, and it's second to none. My team itself, with Search and Rescue Disaster Response, we look for missing persons. A lot of dementia patients go wandering from nursing homes, missing failed to return hikers from Brindabella's, backpacking, so forth. And we're also involved in evidence searches as well. Last month, members from my team returned from Ukraine as well after active involvement in the MH17 crash investigation. A fortnight ago, I commenced my advanced diploma in public safety, police search and rescue management. Last week, I undertook 3 days ski and cold weather training at the snow at Perisher. Yesterday, I trialled a number of dirt bikes for our to maximise our efforts for off-road and limited search. I'm allowed. It's a good time to show off. So yeah, riding dirt bikes yesterday, and this morning I spent all day at Bruce Stadium roping from the lighting towers. So I encourage you to do as I did, talk to the people around you, do the research, because you can have the best job in the world too. Then I saw the puppy walk in, that's pretty cool too. Thank you. Thank you.